Goldern serving. Short. Eddie Goldern serving. And serving. Serve was out. Goldern serving. Screen ball. Serving. Short. 14-3, Eddie Goldern serving. Game, second game by Eddie Goldern.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to our National Blue Ball Championship. If you were not here before, I'd just like to repeat briefly the idea for this tournament. What we're trying to do is promote championship handball, not only here in Coney Island, but in the city of New York proper. One man conceived of an idea to make that possible. That man's name is Morris Franco, and I'd like him to stand up and take a bow. Now, you may wonder why a fellow like Morris would dream about having handball get better and better. For the last 25 to 30 years, he himself has been one of the top singles and doubles competitors in this marvelous game of handball. What you just witnessed a few moments ago, you probably thought that you were watching the A finals. What you did see was the B finals. So imagine the treat that is in store for all of you within the next 5 or 10 minutes when you see the two champions meet face to face. You're going to see Joe Durso, who is the current national indoor champion, and he will be facing Eddie Goldern, the national outdoor singles champion. So you are in for a tremendous treat. As spectators, you get your joy and immediate gratification by watching the beauty and the physical and mental skills of the players. You are witnesses to what is going on right at the moment. What we are going to do now is to present trophies to the players who have given of their time and their effort to exhibit those skills. So we thank you for being patient with us. And of course, you realize you won't see the finals unless we present these trophies. We know that too. So we thank you again for being here. And I'd like to present first those who made the quarterfinals in the B championship, which had 48 entries. So if you take home one of these trophies right now, you did one heck of a job in this tournament. With that in mind, I'd like to present the first B championship trophy to Jim Norizan. Jimmy, come up front this way, Jimmy. Congratulations to you. Stand right there, all right? We also have one of the new generation. If you weren't lucky enough to see them, keep in mind that these young men will play for you year after year. You'll see them grow up. You'll see them develop into champions. It's happening right here and now. The second person I'd like to honor with a trophy is Eddie Marroquin. Congratulations to you, Eddie. Also in the select group of quarterfinalists is Al Marinelli. Al? Congratulations to you. Come along this side if you will. Now, if you were here earlier this morning, you would have seen the two semi-finalists. The winners of that game, of those two games, of course, went on into the finals. I'd like to present to you now to accept their semi-final victory trophy, Ruvain Valinsky. Is Ruvain still here? He's going Hollywood, as you notice. Hello, Ruvain, and congratulations to you. It's my pleasure at this time to present two trophies to the same person, and he probably deserves a third trophy. The first trophy he should get is for being on the committee that worked so hard to make this possible. The second trophy that he will receive now is his semi-finals trophy, so he'll come up right now for that. Elliot Nadell. Congratulations, Elliot. And the third trophy that Elliot deserves, an anonymous donor in watching all the players, over 100 entries, by observation, not only so far as talent on the court is concerned, but because of his general demeanor, we have a sportsmanship trophy for Elliot Nadell. Come here, Elliot. And I'm especially proud to present this because people are now saying that I'm copying his style. Congratulations, Elliot. Now we get to where it's really at. You know, there's a little tremor of betting going on here where people form their opinions about who the best really is. My own judgment is when you get to the finals, it really becomes a toss of a coin. There's so many various factors involved about who will come out on top. And with that in mind, to my way of thinking, if you make the finals, you're really the cream of the crop. We give a special accolade to the fellow who comes in first, but equally important is the guy who made it to the finals. And in this case, you just saw a tremendous match. It should have hit me here. Second place honors goes to also a committee member who was here all day last Saturday, all day last Sunday, all day yesterday and today. It's a special pleasure to present the second place trophy to Gary Bohm. Congratulations to you, Gary. An excellent effort. And now, the moment I'm sure you're all waiting for, the moment of champions. This is a tremendous moment for this young man. And I'm going to preface this honor by presenting the trophy by having a national champion stand up also to take a bow. A many times national singles and doubles winner, Irving Kersner. Irving, would you stand up? Now, the reason I mention Irving, he represents championship tradition. What I'm going to do now is present the first place trophy, very well earned. It was a tough competition for this young man. He showed just a little bit more this time, and it's a pleasure to present the first place trophy to Freddie Guerrero. Congratulations to you, Freddie. Come over here. He said he wanted to make a speech, but he knows that's my job. At this moment, too, we'd like to make the quarterfinals presentations of the A competition. And the quarterfinalists in that great competition, I just wish all of you could have seen all of the games because they were tremendous games. The first honor goes to Richie Spatero. Is Richie here? Richie. Okay. A number of imposters have shown up to accept these trophies. We know who Richie is. Again, excellent competition, excellent results. Perhaps only a few points separated these men from the quarters, semis, and finals. The next honoree is Wes Cancel, which is the quarter. Congratulations to you, Wes. Step on this side.
Congratulations, Wes. Thank you. Did a fine job.
Probably one of the greatest games of the competition occurred yesterday. It was between Obert Apuzzi and Paul Previti. The extent of that game, in my mind, was superlative. From the first point of the first game to the last point of the second game, which determined that particular match, they were at it, nip and tuck, tremendous volleys. The last volley went 7 or 8 shots cross-court, and it was only because Paul Previti dashed over to this side and killed the ball, even though Obert was still up front. A tremendous match. I'd like to give this special award for the quarterfinal finish to Paul Previti. Congratulations to you, Paul.
Congratulations, Paul.
The man I mentioned to you played the semifinals match today, and in a gallant effort, that man, Obert Apuzzi, went on to the semis today and played the great finalist, Eddie Goldern. Now, Obert, unfortunately, he's not the type to tell you of his problems. He did have trouble with his contact lenses. Despite that, the first game was 15-14. He incurred this injury to his eye, but as a gallant champion and also a key member of our committee, he accepts this award for his semifinals win. Obert Apuzzi. Which one is that? Right here? Congratulations to you, Obert. As I mentioned also, Obert is the current national one-wall doubles champion with Al Torres. What we're going to see in a few moments will be the finals of the A singles. But now that I have you here, it is obviously incumbent upon me to mention the people who put this all together. I mentioned Morris Franco with his idea, conceiving the tournament, with the time he spent getting entries over 100, with the time he spent putting the draw sheet together. I'm not so sure you can all appreciate the time and effort that goes into this job. So if you'll bear with me a few more minutes, I'd like to recognize with you the efforts of Jack Cairo, this young man right here. Elliot Nadell again, the man with the 2 trophies. Gary Bohm, who finished in the finals of the B. A man who literally broke his ankle in order to help us with this tournament. He was here all day long despite his injury and personal discomfort. Bernie Epstein. Mr. Obert Apuzzi, who's on the committee. Mr. Bill Fend, who happens to be our photographer. Where's Bill? He's probably taking your picture right there. Why didn't you tell me he was right there? Oh. And very important, I have it from inside sources that this is one of the best audiences we've ever had. We have it on tape with Mr. Seymour Baker. Are there any other trophies that have to be... I want you to now muster up all your energy. We are about to begin the grand finale, the finals of the A competition. Thank you.
Are you warm or are you falling asleep? Let's go.
The car is parked on the block.
Point.
Joe fakes to the left and scores the first point. 1 plays 0. 2-0, Joe. Joe tries the kill, misses to the left. Joe is flamboyant. Eddie is careful in his play. Eddie with an ace.
1 playing 2.
Score is now 1 playing 2. Eddie again with a low ace to the right. 2 plays 2.
One short.
Both men are feeling themselves out this time. They're not going to take too many chances in the volley.
Out on the wall.
Point. 3 playing 2.
Score 3 plays 2.
Point. 4 playing 2. And out.
One factor here now is just how much Albert Apuzzi took out of Eddie in the semifinals. Buddy Shapiro forced Joe Durso into 3 games in the other semis.
Point. 3 playing 4. God.
Score remains 3 playing 4. Joe continues to look over the crowd instead of concentrating on the game.
Score is high, 4 all.
4 playing 4.
Point. 5 playing 4.
5 playing 4.
Out.
And out.
You won't see much high volleying in this game. Each man knows when he gets the opportunity, he's going to end the volley. You can tell already the speed of the ball has remained unchanged, each man stroking it fairly hard. Joe continues to survey the crowd, looking up at the boardwalk. Eddie with a beautiful left hand. Another factor here today is there's no hot sunshine. There's a breeze blowing off the ocean and could cool down the muscles very rapidly. Okay.
Playing 5.
6-5. Joe spins around and misses the shot.
5 playing 6.
5 playing 6.
Good. 1 short.
But we found out in past tournaments that the taller man will tend to tire much more quickly than the shorter man. It's just the sheer force of gravity. And watch out for Joe being tired. He has a tendency to run from side to side.
And out.
Joe is the better court general, but Eddie gets the job done. He goes in there and does exactly what he has to do. pace is fairly fast here.
7, playing
If
6.
this continues on like this, Joe will tie it first.
And out. 6, playing 7.
Score, 6 playing 7, 15 to win.
Point.
Joe guessed wrong and paid the price.
7 all.
7 playing 7.
Point.
The fast pace is starting to take its toll. Joe may take a timeout any moment. Eddie zips a cross-court serve. Joe requests the referee to check it out, possibly a wet ball. The point will stay. Joe starting to wander around.
9, playing 7.
He's ready to play again.
Point.
Joe is starting to tire.
10, playing 7.
10-7.
God.
Eddie's a very gutsy competitor. He always goes that one extra step.
1 short. Point. 11, playing 7.
11-7. Joe nails one right in the button.
7, playing 11.
7-11. Joe misses the kill.
Out. 11, 7.
11 plays 7.
Point. 12, 7.
Because of Albert's problem with the contact lens in the semifinals match, the second game against Goldern wasn't as tearing on Goldern as the game between Buddy and Joe in the other semifinals.
Out on the wall.
Out.
What we may see now is Joe will probably attempt some overhand serves to Eddie Goldern's left hand. Once he finds out that his low serves don't work, he goes to the overhand. There's a helicopter hovering overhead, and they're probably wondering what's going on down here. Eddie knows Joe gets upset by any outside noise, so I would suspect he rented the helicopter. I hope Joe doesn't hear this later.
12, playing 7.
There's a timeout in the action. Okay. If he opens up with his cross-court overhands, it's on. When it looks like Joe is on the losing end of any game, he comes in with his cross-court left-hand push shots. You just saw that happen right now. Now he has the serve. I think his brain will click in a few moments and he'll go to the overhand to Eddie's left. Now you've seen something that didn't happen before. Change the speed of the ball. This is used to upset a strong player's timing. Joe instinctively knows that. The score now 12 playing 8. Short ball.
1 short.
Out on the right line. Players should not be calling their own shots. Score now is 8-12. It's not out of the woods yet. In a short game like this, anything can happen at any moment. Joe has general court mastery, and he can put this into use at any moment. He's just a master of the court. Eddie Goldern depends on speed and power, but so far as overall generalship is concerned, Joe Durso has that. For a tall man, that's very unusual.
Dry like that, it gets the dirt on it, and the dirt makes it skid. It's like it's dirty from more. Right on your
Okay, we're ready to go again. We want to make sure the ball is dry because in this type of contest, you don't have to use gloves. As you can see, Joe is making a move here. He has an instinct to fight back. When he gets hot, he can roll them off quicker than you can count them.
Out on the wall.
See? That's the enormous extra effort I was talking about. Most people just let that play end. Eddie Goldern goes after them. He has tremendous recuperative powers. He's a great competitor, just keeps bouncing back. Joe, of course, is still playing to the crowd, has a smile for everyone, and yet has enough concentration to get back into this game. He almost overran the serve again. See, with his enormous reach, he can control the entire court. Eddie has to keep moving fast in order to do that. That's exactly the type of shot that won the national championship for Eddie Goldern. Joe, even though he realizes a great shot was made, he still smiles. He's trying to get himself psyched up again. He's ready to play. These are key points right now. Eddie hit it a little too far. Joe was on the left. Shot was missed on the right. We're coming down to the nitty-gritty right now. It's exactly at this moment where you find out what champions are made of. Can you hang in there when the key shot has to be made? Both these guys have the ability to do it. That was the first off-the-wall shot of the whole game at a key point.
His right hand, oh, he's wearing a glove on.
He forgot to announce the score. We'll get it in a minute. Key play. Joe's ability with that left hand in a moment of crisis, he comes up with a key shot. In the semifinals, on a very important point, Joe took an overhand, left hand shot to the right corner. It was unbelievable. And that got him back into the game, and he went on to win. Again. Again, that extra effort by Eddie Goldern. Score now 13-11. Eddie Goldern taking a timeout. This game isn't over by any means. Joe stalking around with a smile on his face, trying to figure out something, how to stay in this match. How's the